Hey guys, and welcome back to Cubing with Colin. In this video I'm going to be unboxing the Ms3-V1 from SpeedCube Shop, and I'm also going to be comparing it to a GAN cube after setup and a GAN cube out of the box and see how it compares because it is quite a bit cheaper than some GAN cubes. So the cubes I'm going to be using for reference in this video is my PVC coated with ExoShield overlays GAN 11M Pro from SpeedCube Shop. This one is set up, and then this is the GAN Air M. It's the one that came out like mid-2020, and it reminds me a lot of the GAN XS, which reminds me a lot of the 11M Pro, and I just haven't set it up and I haven't really touched it much out of the box. So today I have the enhanced version, and that is $35 from SpeedCube Shop, and then the normal version is $30 and less if you use code Colin. So let's just open it up. So you get a card that reminds me a lot of GAN cubes because almost all GAN cubes come with a card that is very similar to this. So if you don't know, this is from a former GAN designer, so that's why you're going to notice that it looks a lot like a GAN cube, just with a different logo. So here's the cube, and there's an accessories box right here. Try to get it out. Okay, so obviously this is not as high quality as you'll get when buying a GAN cube, but then again, it's $25 to $30 cheaper than your average GAN cube, so I mean, you get what you pay for, you know? Let's move this out of the way and then check the customization features. So it comes with some stuff for the core. I don't generally fool around with that too much, so I'm not going to get into that. Some spare stickers, and then a pamphlet and some springs. So I'm going to move all this to the side. That's cool. But let's get onto the cube. So it came with a bit of lube on the outside, which is fine. You can wipe that off. But one thing I instantly noticed before doing any turns is that the logo is a sticker, which is another thing that GAN does better. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I'm sure it's a lot cheaper to just put a little sticker on than to actually change the color of that. But let's get into some first turns. Okay, this feels really nice. I messed up an algorithm, which kind of sucks, but yeah, so I'm really liking the feel of this so far. It reminds me kind of a GAN cube, but not so much. I think this feels really nice. So I think the M moves. This is a big thing. The M moves on GAN cubes I've never really liked. I mean, there's just a lot of options to lock up. And then for the setup GAN 11M Pro, I mean, I just don't love the M moves on GAN cubes. That's my biggest thing with GAN cubes. And the M moves on this are really smooth, so that is a good thing. But I think the normal turning of the outer layers is not quite as smooth, but I think it's going to even out to actually be a little better, because if you do M move U perms, and then along with the H perms and Z perms, and then if you use any other M move algorithms for whatever blind or anything, then it will actually be pretty important. So this feels really nice, but let's get into a couple solves. Before I do that, I just want to mention that I recently put a ton of lunar in my RS3M 2020, and I'm really liking the feel of it. So I do highly recommend that you check it out. I know it's old news, but if you put some lunar in it, it really feels nice. So this is editor Colin here, and two things I forgot to mention in the video are the texture. You can kind of see the texture here, comparing it to a GAN cube. You can see that it's kind of more shiny, and I really like the grip more because I have never been a fan of frosted plastic, and this is not frosted plastic. It feels much better, it has better grip. And another thing I forgot to mention is the magnet strength. It's like a medium strong magnet strength. I think it's a little bit stronger than I would like, but for many people who like strong magnets, this will fit you perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to hand scramble this cube real quick, and it's going to be kind of hard. I'm going to be a little slower because it is definitely hard to see with my phone camera here in the way, but we'll just try some solves here. Okay, So that's a sub 14. It's a little slower than what I average, but I think on that solve, it was more the scramble than the cube. So one thing I noticed when solving with this cube is that it's not the cube that hinders my performance, it's just purely my skill. So I'm definitely going to recommend this cube to anybody who doesn't quite want to spend that full $60 on the GAN cube, but also wants a really solid cube that feels like a GAN cube. Because I'm really liking this thing. I haven't put any lube in it, and it certainly feels better than like a non-lube GAN cube out of the box. So I'm going to recommend this to anybody who fits under those categories. And this is the enhanced version. It's only $35 at SpeedCube Shop, 5% less with code Colin. So as always, thanks for watching. See you next time on Keeping with Colin.